And we're live. Hola, ¿qué pasa, campeones? My name is Diego, and you already know this is The Spot, reporting today for SB Nation's award-winning Barça platform. Barça Blaugranes is what's happening, is what's going on today, and never better said, campeones, than today. The weekend after Barça thrashes Sevilla in the Copa del Rey, 5-0 it ended, and for a third time consecutive, we are campeones de la Copa del Rey. No es un chupito, señores, es una copazo, o sea, es un copazo. Guys, we have got an excellent show today. We're going to be discussing a whole lot. Of course, we're going to be discussing what happened over the weekend in the Copa del Rey final. I also want to touch upon Don Andres Iniesta and his departure. I guess this will be a little bit of a tribute to him, but I also want to give you guys a little bit of a history lesson, and seeing as we have the doblete in front of our feet, we're about to win another histórico doblete, another historic double. I want to talk to you guys about this double, what it means, and the doubles in the past, okay? The dobletes en el pasado. So, do like Keita does. He's already dropping his emojis and questions in the comment section below. What's going on, Keita? A thumbs up to you as well, my brother. Muhammad is in the house. Do what all of those guys are doing and drop in your comments and emojis in the comment section below. Blow it up, cause this is The Spot, blowing up the spot. What's going on? Chibemo coming out with the smile and the laughing emojis. Mohammed is saying, good morning, we need Halilovic back as he is the future. Before we get in all that, let's talk a little bit about the Copa del Rey, okay? Shall we? Because it was an absolute annihilation. But more than that, it was an absolute exhibition and beauty of a performance from our beloved Football Club Barcelona. Let me play a little bit of the highlights in case you haven't seen already. Of course, what am I going to add? Everybody will have seen the goals, if not the entire match by now. But what an absolute beauty of a performance we saw over the weekend, guys. It was the Barça of old. It was the Barça that we always wanted to see, that we should see, that we see that we want to see the entire season. It was a Barça that reminded me of the Barça we saw under Pep Guardiola. It was the Barça that reminded me of, I think I saw hints of the final that we played against Manchester United. When it came to the sheer and utter domination, the exhibition, footballing exhibition, tiki-taka at its finest, possession football, controlled football, even Silesen, as we see here, getting in on the action with a beautiful pass. And don't take nothing away, absolutely nothing away, not only from the pass, but also the importance of this. I think it was, the 13th or 14th minute of the match. This opening goal meant, that Barça was just able to basically relax and put on the exhibition that we did. I know that a lot of us will be pondering, why are we able to play like this now and not like this against Roma? But that conversation is for a little bit later. I think we should just appreciate what this team managed to do on the night when there was a lot of pressure. Trust me, don't take nothing away from the amount of pressure that these guys were feeling. All the eyes on the world were upon them. They had everything to lose and pretty much nothing to gain. You can see just from the reactions from, the capital, the Madrid press, basically, not giving a whole lot of importance to this Copa. I think this Copa meant everything. This Copa felt better than any other Copas, even though it was the third consecutive one, the sixth Copa. Let me repeat that, the sixth. Okay, that's sixth Copa in 10 years. Take nothing away. This one felt the best, especially after having gotten knocked out of the Champions League in dramatic fashion, because they had, like I said, they had everything to lose. Jordi Alba, ping! With a little taconazo, the little back heel pass to Jordi Alba, like it ain't no thing. Chicken wing on a string. Easy peasy. Japanese, all right? Because let me tell you something, it was not easy for these guys to get up and face this final with all the pressure that was up on them. And rightfully so. I mean, being scrutinized the way they did, rightfully so, for having gotten knocked out of the Champions League. It was a disgrace. It was an absolute, blow to the balls. It was an absolute demoralized feeling that all the culés were feeling after the Champions League, but and all the more reason for them to come out guns blazing on the evening, and they did exactly that. You could see that for the entire 90 minutes they were engaged. You could see that for the entire 90 minutes they wanted to put on a show, a spectacle for the fans, not only for the fans but for themselves as well, I would say, just to make sure that they, remind themselves just exactly what they're capable of when everything is being questioned after that exit of the Champions League, when the entire season they've had to endure a sector of the even Barcelonismo, the Barça fans, as well as other critics, footballing critics, to say that Valverde was playing at nothing, to just show everybody just what they're capable of. As we see here, Don Andres Iniesta played that beautiful 1-2 pass. Is he going to play it to Coutinho? No, señor. Lo va a acabar él mismo. Don Andres Iniesta getting that absolute beautiful goal in on the night. What a performance, guys. Just what an absolute pleasure it was, and an honor it was to see this team play football at its finest. And of course, the other underlying factor that I was getting to now, the man that scored the goal just now, Don Andres Iniesta, bidding farewell, of course. With that, he's saying goodbye not only to his loved ones in the stands, but saying goodbye to all of the culés. This most likely being his last official big match for Fútbol Club Barcelona. I say most likely because the announcement hasn't officially been made. We of course heard his father as well on Spanish radio on Cadena Ser afterwards, also strongly hinting that he, now is the best time to leave for Don Andres at the highest level, at his peak. How old is he? I think he's around 34 years old. He showed us that he's still absolutely capable to play amongst the best of them, being one of the best of them. This night as well. On the night, he gave an absolutely recital, a recital when it came to football, a lesson for anybody to be learned from this game. As so many other times when Iniesta plays, from beginning to end, the guy just exemplifies señorío, exemplifies sportsmanship, an absolute gentleman on and off the pitch. Please, the person that has one bad thing to say about Andres Iniesta, please come out of the shadows, show yourself, because I have yet to meet him, and I would love to hear what anybody has to say, because this man right here is applauded on and off the pitch, anywhere he goes, whether it's, here in the Wanda Metropolitano in a final facing Sevilla, whether it's Barça in the Bernabeu facing our, bitterest of enemy in Real Madrid. The guy, whether it's, when he plays with La Selección Española in the Spanish shirt, he is applauded continuously on and off the pitch, and rightfully so. The guy embodies all of the values that not only Barça stands for, but I think football stands for. The guy is able to connect his values to the players around him, and he will therefore, and for so many other reasons, be missed. Words right now are failing me to probably do him justice. But, with the winning of the cup, I said it yesterday on my podcast with Churros y Tácticas with Kian. I said, despite having won this Copa del Rey, which tasted so sweet, despite winning, I think we lose today. We lose this guy right here, our captain, in Andres Iniesta. I get, piel de gallina, I get goosebumps, chicken skin talking about it right now. esta será la última copa, guys. This is, or la penúltima. This is the second to last cup that he is raising in front of our eyes right now. Of course, la liga también está a caer. Estamos a punto de ganar. We're about to win la liga. It's about to drop, in any day now. Say any day, of course. It could happen this weekend. It could happen the next one. But this is it, guys. This is the end of an era. And I could sit here and talk to you about this man who I've admired, I've tried to exemplify, I've tried to mirror when it comes to, my behavior, not on the pitch because I don't play football anymore, but certainly off the pitch. I think in any moment of doubt, if we can ask ourselves, what would Don Andres Iniesta do? And whatever answer we come up with, that has to be the right answer. And we should try to shadow him and mirror him as much as possible. And everybody should. Sportsmen, any sportsman, any athlete, would do good and try to mirror his coño, ¿cómo se dice? Pues his comportamiento, no? His behavior. Let me get rid of this little publicidad. So and with that, I want to touch upon the next topic. The next topic of this discussion, as we're flying through the topics today, is this doblete, okay? We're gonna win the doblete with Andres Iniesta. We're gonna win another double, and with this double, that will be 8. That'll be 8 that we'll have won on in the history of our club, of our elusive club. We'll have won 8 doubles, and I still see so many critics out there criticizing this team, criticizing the way that we play, undermining, undervaluing the achievements of this team in a year that we had everything lost already before it even began. When Barça, and I know I spew this out on a weekly basis, y no me voy a cansar, ¿vale? I'm not gonna get tired of vomiting the same rhetoric that I do now on a weekly basis, because it sickens me when I see the lack of appreciation for this team, for these players, for this cuerpo técnico también, ¿vale? For this, the Valverde and his technical team. Because, like I said, this is the 8th time that we're going to achieve a doblete, guys. The 8th time. How long, and this is a rhetorical question. If not, I'll give the answer. But how long has this club been in existence? Okay. Barça was founded in 1899. Alright. That, obviously, if you sum that up, that's 119 years of existence. In 119 years, we've done 8 times a doblete, twice a triplete, and so that 2 of those tripletes are included in that doblete, okay? And here comes the history lesson, guys. The first time, and please continue to blow up the chat and contradict me. I'm not saying that you're not entitled to your opinion. I want you to voice your opinion, but I want to talk to all those guys that have been basically saying Valverde out, is Valverde leaving? And I saw a couple of comments now. Nasif saying, "Hey Diego, Nasif, an old school D-Spot loyal," and I have, there's nothing but love lost amongst all of us, like amongst me to you and you to me. I hope, I'm not taking away any of your opinions, saying that they're not valid. All I'm trying to do is contradict it and give my opinion. At the end of the day, this is my platform. This is what I created my YouTube channel for. So, but Nasif, I'm going to point you out because I have you in front of me. You're asking the question, did you see the rumors about Valverde leaving? Do you think he really will? I would like to see him at least for another season. Coño. Nasif, my bad for not reading out your whole question. You actually want him to stay for another season. Good on you. And I'm sorry for pointing you out. I just saw the beginning there. I thought your question was related to him leaving. Yes. Well, let me address this question and the rumor. I did see the rumor. The rumor was right. As in, one of the Barça directivos had actually come out and openly said, or sorry, I shouldn't say openly said, but off the record said, lo filtró, he filtered it to the Mundo Deportivo press, saying that there's a sector of the Barça directivos, of the board of directors, that want him out even if he wins the doblete. That was said. Valverde took note. Mundo Deportivo published it right before the final of the Copa del REY. Talk about pressure, another, presión añadida, another added of pressure for Barça to come out and win this in exuberant fashion as they did. And it was true. Valverde took note. He was not happy. There's now a clear division, more than ever so, between players, cuerpo técnico, the I don't know the fucking word in English, but Valverde and his tactical team, and the board of directors. If it wasn't already before, between Bartomeu and his board of directors, then there is even more so now. I should say that Bartomeu himself has always backed Valverde, and this was, the board of directors in Barça seem to be constantly in contradiction. That's like a perpetual fight, even when things go well under Pep Guardiola, and we're playing the most amazing football in the world. It seems that still part of the board of directors are not content. You could see that by Joan Laporta and Rossell, of course, and their divorce back in the day. So I'm not going to include Bartomeu. All of you guys that say that I'm a Bartomeu dick rider or whatever that I read and heard over on YouTube, making absolute absurd and false statements. I don't need to come here and say and deny those people saying that I work for Bartomeu. You know what, Bartomeu, please do send me a paycheck if you want. Despite the fact that I didn't vote for him, and I probably wouldn't in the next election, depending on who stands in front of him, I don't know. But I am a Laportista, and when I say that when it comes to his sporting values, not for what he stands for as a person and his personal beliefs, because politically we couldn't be more further apart. But there's no denying, of course, that Barca's most successful reign, and when it comes to trophies and our style of play, was under the Laporta era. I'm obviously, you guys know by now that I'm half Dutch, so I'm a believer, an absolute 100% blind fundamentalist believer, if you will, in Cruyff, Johan Cruyff, and total football, and nobody was able to implement and instill those values, that philosophy, better than Pep Guardiola in this Barça team. So it goes without saying that, let's say with Bartomeu, no siempre miramos al ojo. O sea, we don't always see eye to eye. But I try to explain the truth as not only as I see it, but as I know it. So I'm trying to be factual, and the fact is that Bartomeu was not amongst that board of directors that wanted Valverde out. He's always been a backer of Valverde, so I gotta give him credit there. En fin, and that said, back to the history lesson, okay? As we see here, the pictures of the family embracing the cup. So, let me actually switch this off and go over to the camera, because I get a little bit distracted by these images myself. And this way I can focus on the history lesson, guys. You ready? So, we're talking doblete, and because we are going to achieve La Liga. There will be 7 Ligas in 10 years, 6 Copa del Reys in 10 years. No small feat, not even for the likes of Football Club Barcelona. Now, why do I rate this doblete so high? Like I said, 8 dobletes in the history of Barcelona, 119 years of existence. The first of the doblete came in 1951, the 1951-1952 season, also known as Le Cinq Copas, or the 5 Copas, because it was in the 1951, 1952, 1953 season. So it was back-to-back dobletes, as well as another cup, the 5 cups, hence their fourth. Joan Manuel Serrat, a Spanish Catalan artist, a singer, a poet, I should say, wrote a beautiful song in tribute to that team, a team that was led by Kubala in the top. Kubala, of course, un mito, the first Messi that we've ever had. We could have had Di Stefano and Kubala playing in the same team if it wasn't for an administrational error, let's put it that way, hence my quotation marks. Okay, Di Stefano was set to come, Kubala then came after. Who else was there? There was Ramayets, an absolutely legendary goalkeeper. The original goalkeeper of Barça. Look him up if you haven't. Ramayets. Who else was there? We had Cesar. We had Gonzalo. An absolute classic of a team. Look it up in YouTube, whatever you can. There's some footage there of Kubala, Ramayets, Cesar. Look it up, the Sencopas team, because they deserve to get credit and get noticed for bringing in those first two dobletes. Then it didn't take much longer for Barça to win its third doblete. It was in a 1958-1959 season. That team again still led, I should say, by the Hungarian sensation Kubala, as well as Luis Suarez, the original Luis Suarez, okay, that went to Inter and went on to win the first Balón de Oro for any Spanish national. Still the only Spanish national, incomprehensibly so, but the only Spanish national to have ever won a Balón de Oro. Luis Suarez Kubala led that team to a third doblete. That was in the 1958-59 season. Barça then had to wait an astonishing, excruciating, frustrating 39 years, guys. 39 years, okay? 39 years. Let that number sink in for a little bit before you start criticizing the achievements of this doblete, okay? 39 years we had to wait for Barça to bring home another doblete. And I'm saying doblete, I'm not even like individualizing La Liga, COPA, or whatever other achievements. I'm talking about doblete because that's where we're going to win this year. And still, people want to take away credit for that. That doblete was achieved by none other than Louis van Gaal. Not even Cruyff didn't manage to win a doblete, despite the fact that he won plentiful of ligas against the very strong Madrid. La Ligas de Tenerife, y La Ligas de Madrid que venía de la Quinta de Buitre, right? They had Butragueño, all these very strong characters, very skilled players on their team, Michel, etc., etc. But Cruyff plantó la cara. He won ligas against them. He obviously won the first Champions League. What still didn't manage to win a doblete, and it wasn't until Louis van Gaal came in that the 1998-99 season, when he had Rivaldo, he had Kluivert, he had Luis Figo, he had Luis Enrique still. I mean, an absolute phenomenal team managed to bring home a doblete. Look how he got criticized as well, by the way, despite playing a style of football that, had Rivaldo listened to him, could have lasted a whole lot longer, but it didn't. Yet he did win. I think he won 2 ligas. One of those were dobletes. We then had to wait 10 years to the 2008-2009 season. Of course, that'll be familiar to a lot of you younger culés. Of course, I don't need to sit here and then go into details about that team. We're talking Pep Guardiola, we're talking Leo Messi, we're talking Andres Iniesta, Xavi Hernández, Busquets, Puyol, Pique, vamos, Pedrito, David Villa. I mean, an absolute, starstruck team. Víctor Valdés in la portería from beginning to end. That doblete came in 2008-2009. The only doblete that Pep Guardiola won. Luis Enrique then in the 2014-2015 season managed to win another doblete. Hold on a second, guys. Bam! Let me just that's not the doblete, that was for the triplete. Let me just pull this up so you guys can see this for yourselves. Luis Enrique then managed to get in a doblete as well. Me cago en 10. Sorry, I'm not able to. Here it is. Luis Enrique then, of course, managed to grab a doblete himself. Not only one, pero bueno, ya que estamos, 2 dobletes. Toma ya, como si nada, as if it was nothing. I hope I'm still filming, or unless this is frozen. Please, guys, drop in your comments in the comment section below if I'm still filming, because here it seems like it's either frozen, or... Okay, no, I'm back. Okay, sorry. My bad. So where was I? Luis Enrique, 2 dobletes, 2014, 2015, 2016. Of course, as I mentioned, one of those became a triplete as well. So I am filming. Thank you, Nasif. So a doblete there. Even Luis Enrique was scrutinized, was criticized for his achievements, for the way that the team came out. I know that we all wanted and expected another triplete this year. Then I'm now onto obviously Valverde 17-16, the 2017-2018 season. I know that we all wanted a triplete. I know that the style of play hasn't necessarily been that what we expected, what we necessarily wanted. But guys, this was a year of transition. This was a year where all hope was gone, okay? All hope was gone. Everything was shit. Everything was lost. Neymar was gone. Valverde came as a kind of urgent rectifier, because Luis Enrique packed his bag. He was esfumado. He was burnt out. He had to leave. Even Andres Iniesta wanted to leave. Some of you guys might not know this. Andres Iniesta was already pondering leaving. Bartomeu begged him to stay. Valverde said, "You're going to be an important. Please stay on for one more season." Thank God he did. Imagine what it would have been like had he already left. So, let's not undermine this. Let's leave the undermining to the Madridistas, or a sector of the Madridistas, I should say. I'm not going to include everybody, because there's a whole ton of Madridistas that have sent their congratulations to me. Kian to start with, and a whole bunch of other Madridistas saying congratulations for this cup. But let's leave the undermining to those that wish us harm. Okay, let's put it that way. I think we need to value this doblete, these dobletes, the ones in the past, as well as this one, just as much as any other, because it's not easy, guys. 8 in the past 119 years. Let that number sink in. Look at that gap between 1958, 1959, and 1978-79. Sorry, I gave you the guys the incorrect year earlier. But let that sink in. That's 39 years, guys. 39 years of a gap. Imagine if that would happen nowadays. Just imagine the ramifications. Imagine the repercussions. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. I would have been happy, at the beginning of the season if somebody said, "Hey, do you think Barça can win the league?" I would have said, Barça win the league. With the way that Madrid is playing, Barça will never win the league. So I would have been happy with a Liga, let alone a doblete. A doblete that we won, eliminating very difficult teams, eliminating Sevilla, eliminating Valencia, eliminating absolutely, very tough competition. Espanyol that beat us, the only team that beat us. We managed to pull a kind of a mini remontada, if you will. We eliminated them. So this was not an easy feat. This was not a guaranteed COPA, and despite all that, we still won it, playing not the Barça way. Now, we can talk about tactical, stylistic elements, and I will agree with most of you. But that doesn't mean that I want Valverde out. That doesn't mean that I don't believe in this squad of players. That doesn't mean that I want some whole freaking, throw everything, just throw all the papers up in the air and demand a revolution, because this team deserves a whole lot of credit, as well as Valverde. Okay? And let me just show you this stat here, the triplete stat. Bang! Triplete has only been done twice by any team in the history of football, and that team is none other than Football Club Barcelona. It's true that I see Bayern there, 2012 and 2013. They now this year have the chance to also win a triplete themselves. Let's hope they do. I'll tell you what, I hope Bayern does, if not Bayern, then Liverpool, or, I would like Roma to win it, I'm not gonna lie. After knocking us out and being the underdog, I always root for the underdog. Barça, in my opinion, is the overachieving underdog in history of sports. Having everything against them, especially from a political standpoint, but let's not get into that. So I always root for the underdog. So I hope Roma wins it. But, Bayern, you see, they're the only team that is able to win a triplete next to Barça. Two tripletes. So take nothing away, guys. Take nothing away. Take nothing away. Take nothing away. I beg you. I beg you. I see so many people out there being just overly critical, in my opinion, and rather than, letting this achievement sink in and enjoying what we have in front of us. Joder, tío. Mira, está otra vez. Hello. Me cago en 10. Here I am. Sorry. Alright, let me get to your questions, because I'm hitting the freaking half-hour mark already. Time flies, man. Time flies when you're talking Barça, doesn't it? So, Nassif, in terms of him leaving, no, he's not going to leave. Chibemo, superb goal. That was an amazing, agree with you. Gaudap saying, just amazing, crazy play, absolutely amazing. Gaudap, you changed your name, it was Gaudaf, now you're Gaudap. I'm still probably pronouncing it wrong. Absolutely amazing match, great performance. Mohammed is saying, the best performance in many years. I agree, 100%. Please, I beg you, and try to get me to sign shirt. I'm Andres Iniesta. He's my role model. I saw your picture with him. I will appreciate. I have a picture with Dani Alves and a couple of other guys. I do not yet have a picture with me and Don Andres Iniesta. The day I will, I'll get you a signed shirt, but only after I get mine shirt shined. Shirt shined? Shirt signed. Only after I get my shirt signed. Sarasad, can't wait till we win La Liga on Saturday. By the way, big ups to Sarasad. He graduated last week. How was the celebrations, my friend? I didn't, I asked you for pictures. You didn't send me nothing. But I hope the graduation was a whole lot of fun. Sarasad graduating from high school, is it? From university? I don't know. But I hope you had a good celebration. And I cannot wait neither to win La Liga. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a party. Anisha saying, vamos. Sara saying, can't believe the Don is gone at the end of a great season. Chibemo, your pronunciation is superb. Gracias, muchísimas gracias. I don't know about that. I make a lot of errors, stumble over my words at times, but I try. Iniesta is a role model for all athletes, a man of dedication, quality, above all respect. Don Andres Iniesta starts to kiss his hand like in The Godfather. Así es. I'll kiss his hand any day, anytime. Es el mejor. Abraham saying, you're good. Thank you very much. Nasi, okay, I'm filming. Sada saying, I never expected a treble, but the way we went out is what I have a trouble with. Barça should never, ever park the bus. Look, I agree. Obviously, the way we went out, it hurts. And I said that yesterday on my podcast with Kian on Churros y Tácticas. I said that is what hurts most. Seeing the way that this team is capable of playing, the way that we want them to play all season long, and then seeing that the way they go out against Roma when we were up by 3 goals, 4-1, and then losing 3-0, that is what hurts. And I agree. Look, you know that I was the first one pissed off, but from there to go on and say, La Copa no tiene mérito, has no merit, the Copa, la Liga means nothing, the doblete means nothing, y todo tits up in the air, revolution, Valverde out. No, señor. Ahí esto no te lo compro, ¿vale? That ticket I don't buy. That is not what I want to see. So, y ahí lo dejo. I'll leave it there. Nasif saying, totally agree with you. Campeón. I can't wait for Valverde to build a squad. Exactly. Thank you, Nasif. Let's give Valverde also the time now and the proper organization. I hope, Robert Fernandez has done his planification, done his homework so that we can enter now into the summer buying the players that we want, that we need, that fit this style of play. You understand? Because I feel that last summer, it was just fucking chaos. It was an absolute mess. And I trust in Valverde. Valverde, who, don't forget, es un hijo de Cruyff, okay? He's the son of Johan Cruyff. So he certainly has something in here instilled of Johan Cruyff's philosophy. And we saw that in the final. And imagine if he would have put Dembélé on, as well, played a 4-3-3, it would have been a sheer absolute annihilation. And I trust and I lo confío, me fío ciegamente. I trust blindly that Valverde is able to do so, and that Dembélé will have a lot more protagonismo, a lot more protagonism and importance in the upcoming season. Saad saying, graduated from high school, will send the pictures, forgot. Send the pictures only if they're good. I'm joking. Anthony's saying, Barça have to get stronger and we need to drop some players. I believe in our youth future. Yes, that is true. Obviously, sobra. Valverde, coño. Valverde still has una plantilla una sobrecarga. He has He has too many players. He has an overbooking of players. Gomez is reported to leave. Bless you. All good. My respects. Goodbye. He won't be missed. I'm happy that this will be gone. The Gomez chapter, and other players should follow. Arda Turan. The loan spell should be gone, and many others. Okay, a lot of these bench players now they're saying that Munir wants to, or they're thinking of Munir coming back because he scored a few goals in Alaves. Look, I haven't seen much of Munir. I think he scored 9 goals. I don't know if there's a space for him. Alcácer. Look, let's hope that we can get star quality, starting players in the off season, so that this team is as competitive week in, week out, and month in, month out, I should say, next season, and that we can pray that we win the triplete, or at least the Champions League, because I'm gonna agree with you. That is just the trophy that we all want, right? That is the marketing trophy. That is the most important, apparently, more important than La Liga. Of course, the Copa goes without saying, but it's to each your own. Do I want the Champions League more than La Liga? At the beginning of the season, yes. Why? Probably because we've won 7 out of 10 in the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? 7 league titles in 10 years. And Madrid has been winning this one consecutively now, 2 seasons in a row. Fingers crossed, not a 3rd freaking season, okay? But it's the marketing, is the marketing cup. For me, is the marketing cup is the one that the players hold the most highly. It's the one that the media will talk the most about. It's the one that if you win it, you win the Ballon d'Oro. Doesn't matter if you win a doblete. If you win the Champions League, you win the Ballon d'Oro. So, with that said, Jorginho from Napoli. Hey man, Napoli and Jorginho are playing absolutely phenomenal. Did you see them over the weekend? Bam! Putting one in the dying minutes against Juve. Serie A, I'm going to keep my eye on that. That all of a sudden got super interesting. Andre Van Pel, Paisano. Diego, should we get Arthur in the summer? Thoughts on Rakitic's season? Rakitic has been just the standout player. Absolutely phenomenal season. Gonna hold nothing against him. No, I don't want Rakitic out. Do I want Arthur in? Yeah, of course. I'm happy that he's coming. He's a player that from what I've seen and what I've, my references have told me, he's a player that kind of plays a similar style to Xavi Hernandez. So without question, I want him in. He won't come in the summer though. At least that's not what the papers have been reporting. So it seems that he himself also said that the winter in January is when he'll come. And that, of course, will play against him. Because any player that comes in January is in off-season mode, is in pre-season mode, okay? So it takes a lot of time to adapt. So I hope that, that us, the culés, first of all, won't jump on his asshole and criticize him if he does 2-3 bad passes consecutively in his opening matches. Griezmann, should we get him? I'm going to continue to say no. I think he will come, but I'm going to continue to say that I hope Atletico manages to keep him, and Atletico and La Liga teams stay competitive. That's what I hope. That's what I hope for La Liga's sake. I want La Liga to continue to be the best league in the world. So Valverde thinks Coutinho as a forward. I believe the best way to go forward is with Panjic or Thiago, Jorginho from Napoli, and get Eriksen and not sign Griezmann. Eriksen could be great. His manager is like just fucking throwing flowers like at Barça. Please get this guy out of Tottenham. I don't think that's going to happen either, but it's going to be a long summer, boys. It's going to be a long summer. Jorginho from Napoli, I love the guy, man. I do. And you talk about a player that fits tactically, tactically in a 4-3-3 scheme that plays a kind of Barça style football. That's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? That's a very, very good player to have on your team. They outclassed Juve at home, Subam is saying, referring to Napoli beating Juventus. Absolutely. Just stuck it in there in the 90-something minute. Valverde guaranteed Setien to come. Would I sack Valverde if Setien is guaranteed to come? No. He won 2 titles, bro. Setien, I love him. I love what he's been doing at Betis, but I'm not going to sack a manager after winning 2 titles and saving our asses from what should have been a catastrophe of a season. Valverde deserves my respects. I hold nothing against you. I believe in it. I believe in Valverde. Now, if next season it's dirt and he continues to play with a 4-4-2 scheme and puts Dembélé in a place that is not his own, then of course I'm going to be more critical. But I believe that Valverde will not, and that he can play fantastic football. Look what happened on Saturday. Guys, I'm going to have to leave it here. Almost 40 minutes. This has been a super long one. I'll leave you guys with a little quote from one of my favorite presidents. Not really, but at least when it comes to his personality, one of the biggest culés. out there without question, but in terms of a president, he was an absolute failure. Gaspar saying, ojalá el Barcelona gane el doblete. Well, we did that. We won the doblete. Y el Madrid no gana la Champions. I agree. Hopefully, Madrid will not win the Champions. I'm sorry for any Madridista on this platform, but I'm going to quote our worst president ever, but certainly a guy I would love to meet and have a beer with to talk Barça. Maybe get on this podcast one day. Knock on wood. Guys, that is it. From D-Spot, reporting for Barça Blaugranes. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Check out Barça Blaugranes. Check out our Twitter account at Blaugranes Barça. And when you do, check out my little Twitter account. Do at This Is D-Spot. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel for a whole lot more Barça content on a weekly, bi-weekly, tri-weekly basis. Subscribe, notify, so you know you can see when I pop up and go live. Alright guys, that is it. I'm gonna leave it here. Lo dejo aquí. Un abrazo a todos. A big hug. ¡Campeones! Doblete está a caer this weekend, La Liga Party. Peace out.